And recognizing that as a behavior analyst, you are working in mental health, which means sometimes people aren't happy.
That's right.
They're not happy with their lives, their circumstances, their child, the contingencies, what the school said, what the doctor's telling them, and you have to really actively listen and not judge.
That's right.
Yeah, be very open-minded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And making space for people to speak about their experience without feeling like you have to jump in and solve it right away. I think that is a skill that's important to learn when you start, because then that way you're giving them a chance not only to speak and be heard, but you're giving yourself a chance to really take in the information and consider what should be done before trying to take action.
Yeah. And then recognizing as well that there is a boundary of professionalism and psychological safety that you as a behavior analyst are entitled to. Not only are you entitled to all the employee laws and things, your breaks and things like that are lawful compliance, you're entitled to psychological safety. And it's okay when people cross that line to have that, oh, hell no boundary, where it's like, and you don't necessarily have to say, oh, hell no, but you need to recognize when, it's not psychologically healthy when someone's really lashing out. And maybe with experience, you're able to take that on more and not be judgmental of it and not really process it, identify with the lashing out. But there's also times when we've seen clients cross a line and we've had to step in and say, oh, I'm so sorry, but you can't do that because it's making our team feel unsafe.
Yeah.
And those boundaries are so important because if you do not set those boundaries, people will cross them. Clients will cross them. Vitally important. Those boundaries give us structure.
Yes.
And
they keep us safe.
Yeah, psychological safety as well. One thing with the elections always coming up is that people at this time naturally want to speak about politics.
Yes.
And we don't speak about politics when we're at work. Yeah.
No.
We just pretend like they don't exist because really we don't want the variable of politics in our treatments.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's just not that type of relationship.
Yeah.
We're there to help them with their, whatever behavioral problem that we're working on. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people will judge you based on your political beliefs. And so you don't want to bring that into the treatment as part of your identity. You really want to bring a high level of professionalism that doesn't necessarily disclose a lot of personal information about you because, people might not necessarily agree and they don't have to agree. Bringing religion into your personal beliefs in religion, into treatment.
Danger.
Yeah, it can be very dangerous because there's a high probability that you're not going to have the same exact beliefs as your client. And that's just an additional conflict that maybe does not need to be there.
Agreed.
Now, I'm not saying not integrating the client's religious beliefs. We have done that. We've, for instance, integrated like praying for a coping mechanism. It's like it worked.
It's part of their family culture.
Yeah. But you really want to come in and you don't want to bring the fact that you just broke up with your boyfriend in this session. If you just broke up with your boyfriend or your spouse and you're not emotionally regulated, and then you shouldn't go to work that day.
Yeah.
You have to be in a good, centered, grounded place to do this type of work.
Yes, because when you enter someone's home, it's not about you.
And that's hard. That's really hard sometimes for the trainees who want to be behavior analysts and some of the professionals just entering the field.
Yeah.
While I respect your autonomy and your authenticity and you can express that, in this moment, it's not about you. It's about the client or the consumer or the patient or the learner, however you tack that situation. And that's really hard for people.
It is hard.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than when a behavior therapist comes into a session and starts complaining about their own life to the client because that's not our role. Our role is to lift up the client, you
Mhm.
know? Our role is to reinforce and, to not bring more problems to the table. We're trying to get the problems off the table, you
Yeah,
know? And you laugh, but it's really true.
it
It's
is
like
true.
if you have problems in the morning, getting through the morning routine, and you have problems after school, and you have problems at bedtime, well, that's a really challenging day for anyone,
Mhm.
you
And the
know?
person who's coming in to help you shouldn't be bringing in additional problems as
Yeah.
well.
Now, sometimes it happens, like, I got a flat tire on the way here, or, it,
Mhm.
it, it happens, but we should work really hard to try to eliminate that and come in with
Yeah.
as a grounded professional clinician.
Mhm.
I'm not going to force my religion, my views, my politics,
Mhm.
on you.
Yeah.